Hi, this is Hannah from Candle. I'm going to show you our phonics programme, Phonics for All, which is available on Grid 3. So Phonics for All was created by Marion Stanton, who worked with speech and language therapists and students to produce a phonics programme that could be accessed by students who rely on AAC. Sounding out is a really important part of phonics teaching in the UK and is something that lots of students who use AAC struggle with. So Phonics for All means that these students have an electronic way of practicing sounds and building up their spelling skills. It's also suitable for children who aren't AAC users but have complex learning needs. These sort of students often need a combination of different phonics approaches to learn to read. And Phonics for All encompasses synthetic phonics, which is what's commonly used across the UK, but also analytic phonics, embedded phonics, and comprehension skills. These phonics systems provide lots of opportunities for regular repetition, which is really important for children with complex needs. Phonics for All is made up of a series of 9 units, and each one has a corresponding end of unit test. So the units are single letter sounds, initial blends, final blends, digraphs, medial sounds, medial double consonants, tricky sounds, rhymes 1, rhymes 2, and end of unit tests. I'm going to go into single letter sounds and I'm going to show you a bit about how it works. So this is what the first page looks like. Along the right hand side here, you can see that we've got different cells. This top one, instructions, when you press it, it will tell you what's expected of you on the page.
Select the cell to listen to the sound.
This cell here takes you to tools. Here you are able to view your saved work and print it. You can also go to the Phonics for All manual, clear what's in the writing area, go back to the home or go back to Grid Explorer. This cell here is called a rest cell. When I press the rest cell, it means that none of these buttons are available. When I click on them, they don't do anything. This is particularly useful to give you an opportunity to first model and give instructions to the student that you're working with without them clicking on everything. It gives you that chance to explain what they need to do. And then I would take the rest cell off and they can have a go at doing it themselves. So for example, I might press the rest cell and say, okay, so today we're looking at the sound B. Can you have a go at saying the sound B? I'm going to say it, you say it. And then I take the rest cell off so that the student is able to have a go at sounding out B.
B.
Phonics for All can be used as part of group teaching sessions, so as part of carpet time, phonics teaching sessions, and the student can be part of that group session, or it could also be used for focused, direct one-to-one teaching as well. So here you've got an opportunity to practice the sound. And again, another opportunity to practice sounding that out, just as other children would have lots and lots of opportunities to repeat saying the sound.
B. B. B.
Here we've got lots of different words that start with that sound that we're looking at, and we've got the word and the symbol. So
Bed. Bus. Bad. Bug. Bin. Boy.
Phonics for All isn't designed as a programme that you would just sit a child down with and leave them to it to get on with. The idea is that it's very interactive, as other phonics sessions would be. So I would be, after they've selected a word, so if they said
Bad.
Be saying, oh yeah, bad. Can you hear that sound at the beginning? B, b, bad. So it would be a very interactive experience. They wouldn't just be sitting there saying the words on their own. You've then got the same words but just the written form.
Bed, bus, bad, bug, bin, boy,
And then the same words but just the symbol form.
bed, bus, bad, bug, bin, boy.
So the students are seeing the word and the symbol, the word on its own, and the picture on its own. So they're separating that word and that picture, and learning both the word in the written form and the picture. You've then got a chance to have a go at making some of the words that we've been looking at and listening to. Some of these will make nonsense words, some of them will make the words that we've been looking at. So,
Bus,
bus. You can see that the word is appearing up here in our writing area. If you do make a nonsense word,
book,
it still says that word, and you can then have a conversation with the child about, you're right, that is a word that starts with the, but actually that's a nonsense word, that's one of our alien words. So they can have a play here with building up lots of different words. This is a bit of a comprehension section, which you don't always get in a traditional phonics teaching session, but it's really important that these students with complex needs understand the meaning of the words that they're learning. So at the top here, it's got a description of the word.
This is where you sleep.
And then the child needs to choose which one of these fits that description. So this is where you sleep. I think that's bus.
Bus.
Again, it doesn't do anything if you get it wrong. We're not testing the students as a learning process. So if they get it wrong, it would just be explaining to them, oh, let's have another think about that. Where might we sleep? Where do we go to sleep at night? It's a bed. This repeats with other words.
This is something you put rubbish in. Bin. This is something you travel on. Bus. This is the opposite of good. Bad.
So it goes through all of those words that we've looked at and thinks about the meanings. Okay, this is a bit of listening. We've got some auditory bits built in. So we're going to listen to these words.
Man. Boy. Woman. Girl.
I'm going to listen to them again.
Man. Boy. Boy. Woman. Girl.
And I then need to select the cell that has the sound that we've been looking at. So we've been looking at the sound B. Which of those words has that B sound in? So this is also working on children's auditory and working memory as well. So I can listen again if I want to.
Man. Boy. Woman. Girl.
So it would be boy.
Boy.
Here I'm listening to a choice of two words.
Ant. Bug.
So I've got ant and bug. And then I need to choose the one that has the sound that we've been looking at. So
ant. Bug.
It would be bug. Children can listen as many times as they want to, but hopefully you'd be building up to them being able to listen and then remember where the different words were, because that's another skill which is really good for them to develop. So here we've got a chance to use the keyboard to have a go at typing some of the words we've been looking and listening to, and you can click on the pictures along the top if you need a reminder. We wouldn't necessarily expect the children to be able to spell all of these words correctly at this point, but it just is allowing them to have a go at writing and exploring that sound that we've been using. what I would be looking for here is that they are using that B sound, because that is the one that we've been focusing on. So if I said to a student, can you have a go at writing
bus,
bus? And they wrote B, C.
BBC,
I would be focusing on the fact you're right. You've used that sound that we've been working on. You've used that B, but let's listen to the other sounds in that word. B, bus. What other sounds have you got in there? But I'm really expecting to see that they're using the sound that we've been focusing on in this session.
You have finished. Well done. Now choose print to save or print your work.
And that's the end for those single letter sounds. So it follows exactly the same structure for each of the single letter sounds. You can go back in and go over them as much as you want to. So when you finish that section, you can select print, and it means that you're able to, print off the work that you've done. So this is just saving everything that's appeared in that writing area so that you have a record of what the student's been doing, and that can be stuck in their book as other students' work would. My computer's having a little bit of a moment here, but what will happen is that a document will come up which you can then print off and use as evidence. I'm going to go back and show you one of the other units because they've got some extra bits added in as you go past the single letter sounds. So I'm going to go into rhymes. Rhymes aren't always traditionally taught at the moment in UK Phonics, but that visual pattern of a word is really beneficial for students who use AAC. So I'm going to use the rhyme ack. So again, like we did in the single letter sounds, it's got the same layout of cells down the right hand side, and then I've got an opportunity to practice that rhyme.
Ack, ack, ack.
And again,
Ack, ack, ack.
I love this bit because it means that students really can be part of that class phonics session. So when all the students are repeating after the teacher, let's have a go at saying that sound, they can be doing it as well, which is really fantastic. And then it might be that if the pace gets too quick after that point, that you can then take them to do some one-to-one work, or they might do the whole session together with the class group, and then later on go back and review what they did in that session to make sure that they've got everything. So again, it's got the words and the pictures that contain that rhyme, then the words, then the pictures. It's got a comprehension section built in, so we're looking at the word pack.
Pack.
The word pack has two meanings, and so we're just explaining both of those meanings.
She had to pack a bag. She ate a pack of crisps.
So that's giving you a bit of a prompt there to have a bit of a conversation about that word pack and the different meanings. Can you think of any other words that are like that have two meanings? Again, you can build words that contain that rhyme.
Pack.
Here we're selecting the two words that have the same ending. So I'm looking for that ack ending. So I've got
black sack. Black sack.
And again, the words that have that same ending. So
pack. Track.
As before, it doesn't do anything
Run.
if I select two words that don't have
Hit.
that ending, which is again why it's really important for this to be an interactive learning experience. So you have got somebody there with the student who's, if they do choose the word hit, is having that conversation with them about, remember, we're looking at that word ending ac. So we've got those letters A, C, K, ac. Can you find a word with that ending?
Pack, track, run, hit.
And that's the same again. Select the two words that have the same ending.
Back, stack.
Here we're listening to the words again.
Blue, red, black, white.
And which cell had the sound that we're looking for? So it was black.
Black.
Students who use AAC quite often struggle with that sort of self voice, that when we're reading aloud, we have that voice in our head as we're reading. So these kind of auditory activities really help with that. So again, we're listening to the words.
Bag, sack.
And we're selecting the cell that has the sound.
Sack.
This time we're listening to some sentences. So you can see, because we've progressed on, rhymes is actually one of the ones nearer the end. You do rhymes as your last unit. You can see there is a progression from what's expected in the single letter sounds. So I'm listening to these sentences.
She had to fill her bag. She had to sack her bag. She had to pack her bag. She had to get her bag.
And here I need to select the best sentence, the sentence that makes sense. I do find sometimes here students really like to find the silly sentences that they find the funniest, which is, it's nice to have a play with them as well, but then to have a think about, so which one of these does make sense? And it would be,
she had to pack her bag.
Here we're filling in the word that goes in the middle of the sentence. So
she ate a
something.
She ate a of crisps.
So we're thinking what word is missing here. She ate a of crisps. So I'm going to choose pack.
Pack.
Again, that's also building in those comprehension and that understanding of the meanings of the word into that sentence as well.
Pack.
And that repeats with other ones.
There was a of books.
There was a something of books.
Stack. Stack.
The something.
The was full.
Sack was full.
Sack.
And he wore
black. Black shoes.
And here again, we've got the keyboard to have a go at writing some of those words. Again, I'd be looking for that word ending that we've been focusing on. So we've been looking at the ac rhyme. So I would expect to be seeing that in there. And obviously by this point, the student should be confident with quite a lot of single letter sounds and digraphs if they've got to this point of the programme. So here I would be hoping to see them using those skills that they've learned to have a good go at these words. Something like sack, if they know the single letter sounds and they've picked up the word ending that we're looking at, ac, they should be able to have a go at doing it on the keyboard here. If they can't use this on-screen keyboard very well, they could do this on the spelling page on their AAC device. They could do this on a keyboard, on a computer, whatever's their easiest way of having a go at writing. We've then got a bit where we're building up sentences. So we've got some examples of sentences up here.
She ate a pack of crisps.
She ate a pack of crisps. And I'm then finding the words that I need to make that sentence. She ate a pack of crisps. So
she ate a pack of. She ate a pack of crisps.
So you've got the first word of the sentence over here in orange, the last word of the sentence over here in green, then all of the middle words here in yellow. So students are having to read the words and find the right one to build the sentence in the correct order. And there's two other sentences for them to have a go at, and they could also have a play at making some silly sentences as well. And here they're having a go at typing sentences. So again, there's an example of a sentence at the top.
She ate a pack of
We've
crisps.
got that same one, she ate a pack of crisps, and then they're having a go at writing the sentence. You don't have to do all of this in one go, so you could stop at an earlier point and then come onto this in another lesson if you felt that doing all of this was too much to do in one go. So yeah, here they'd have a go at writing a sentence. She should be one of our tricky words that we've worked on. 8, got that split digraph.
8.
A should be a tricky word that they know. Pack, we know p from our single letter sounds, and then ack is the rhyme ending we've been working on today.
Pack.
Of is one of our tricky words, and then crisps. Crisps. You've also got a full stop to do some punctuation down here as well.
She ate a pack of crisps.
So yeah, they can have a go at writing that sentence. I would try and make that as much of a positive experience as possible. So lots of praising their attempts that they've got there. So for example, if they wrote PCK for pack.
PCK.
I'd do lots of praising. Oh, fantastic, you've got that p at the start of the word. And you've remembered some of that rhyme that we've been looking at today, haven't you? So we've been looking at ack. So I'd do lots of praising of what they'd done. And then I'd say, I would write it like this. This is how I would write it. P. And then I'm going to do that rhyme that we've been looking at today. Ack. Pack.
Pack. You have finished. Well done. Now choose print to save or print your work.
So again, you can select that print button and you can save the work so that you've got the evidence there. So all of those sections follow a very similar structure, but as you can see in the difference between single letter sounds and rhymes, they do build up what's expected of the student as they go along the phonics programme. So it's designed so that you're following those sections in an order, those units in an order, to build up the student's skills as a student would follow a phonics programme. You've got the end of unit tests here. So for each of those units, you've got a test. So I'm going to go on to digraphs. So in this test, you'll select your answers based on the sound in the top left corner of each page. So I've got a sound button here.
This is the cell you will use to hear the sounds.
So on each page, I'm going to press that cell and listen to the sound. So I'm going to press up here.
Shh.
And I need to choose which of these says shh. So I can listen to the sounds if I'm not sure, but hopefully we would, if the student's confident with the sound, we'll be expecting them to go straight to the right one.
CHTH.
And it just continues like that. You press the sound button in the corner and then you choose the correct sound. Here you need to listen to the sound and then you select the word that has the sound in it. So shh. So I'm looking for shop. So it's testing their understanding of that sound within words as well. And that repeats. And then I'm listening to the sound here. I'm going to listen to the words here.
2. Math. Shut.
And then I'm going to select the word that has that sound in it.
2. Math. Shut. Math.
And that repeats with other sounds. Here I'm going to listen to the sound. I'm going to listen to the words.
Chat. fish.
And then I'm going to select which one's got that sound in.
Chat, fish, fish.
And again, that repeats. And then here I'm listening to the sound. And I want the student to have a go at typing a word that's got that sound in it. So they have got words up here that they can use as examples, but they are trying to find that word that's got the sound that we're looking for in it and having a go at typing it. Here I'm listening to my sound. I'm listening to the sentences.
He shut his door. It is polite to say thank you. We had a chat.
And then I'm selecting the sentence that has that sound in it.
It is polite to say thank you.
Here we've got some sentence building, so I'm listening to that sound. And then I need to make a sentence with that sh sound in it. There are some examples of sentences here, so you can choose which sentence has got that sound in it. So
he shut his. He shut his door.
And here I'm listening to the sound, and then I'm typing a sentence that contains that sound in it. And I'm done. So it's the end of unit tests are quite comprehensive. They're testing all of those different skills that we've looked at throughout the units. And again, you can print it off so you've got that as evidence, and you can see what they've got, what they need to go back to and work on some more. Yeah. So that is Phonics for All. It's a really comprehensive programme. It fits well alongside phonics teaching, but has those added elements that are really beneficial for students with complex needs, and those AAC users have that opportunity to practice those sounds and practice their spelling skills, which they might not get traditionally. So yeah, that's Phonics for All. I hope that you've liked it.